Ma'am, Chris Collins here with you in American Leadership. It's December 26th, the day after Christmas. Taking a couple of days off videos. Been really excited to get back here and make a video. I really wanted to yesterday. I've also been I've caught like a little cold or something, but I'm on the third day. I'm actually today would be day four. I think yesterday was probably the worst. I'm feeling all right this morning. I feel like my body was kind of just like taking advantage of the time off, like, and so just like needed that extra time to recover or something. But it wasn't the funnest. Like I said, I'm feeling better today, but past couple days, it was like, whoa, kind of lethargic. Everything was hard. Everything I was doing was like extra work, right? So, all happy to be here with you today. Happy to give you an update. Pretty exciting news to share. I got some ups and some downs, but happy to talk about that. As far as the personal leadership call-ups that we were talking about, the pillars, I'd like to go ahead and just keep rolling into that. So let me share my screen and open up Word, and we'll talk about that fourth pillar. Thank you for being here. We won't go over it too much. Let's see here. So we want today to talk about fiscal responsibility. We copy this and move it down for next time. And then today we want to talk about fiscal responsibilities. Do we make more than we spend is going to be that primary one. I have a few questions here. Let me make this a little bit bigger for some people. Like I said, I tried to watch it on my TV. It's a little hard to watch, excuse me. So I have a question here. Do you make more than spend? What are your goals? That's a good one. What are your goals? Short term, long term. So we could talk about things like pay off debt. We also buy a house maybe, or pay for college. Um, and short term, maybe like savings, budgeting. What else? Saving, short term goals, maybe like buying a car. Say like buying a car. It is more of a short term goal. Okay. So these are important questions that again we want to ask. We want to highlight the most important thing about do we make more than we spend? Okay. So of course this goes without saying, but nonetheless, it happens all over the time, all over the place, and people do spend more than they make. But we must remember that when we spend more than we make, we are creating a deficit that we will need to address or overcome at one point in our lives. Okay. So there are jobs out there. There are all different types of things. Like even kind of what I'm doing right now is more of it's not consistent and it's more of a leadership building with the hopes of generating revenue years down the road. Of course, I'm open-minded and I'm open to receive, but I'm not able to budget like, oh, I'm making this much this month. So it's more like open-ended. So personally, the way I do my budget, the way we do our budget, we do a yearly budget because some months are different than others, and we just run it like that. But what's important here is that you need to have a budget, and I know it's not necessarily the easiest. The first time when you sit down, you may have a scenario where let's say you make 60K, but you're spending 65. Okay. Um, maybe that's not too much, but to get to where we want to go, we want to be in a better place where we can, make 60K and we spend 5K. All right. So that's where we want to start looking at. That creates a little bit of a cushion on with some resources that you're able to put aside and do what you need to do. If you have a car emergency or if you have a health emergency, it's nice to have that there. It's very peaceful. Learned that myself through Dave Ramsey's workshop, Financial Peace University. And I would recommend that to anyone and everyone out there. It's very important to have a good understanding of your finances, and that helps accurately determine where you are so you can decide where you want to go. All right, so that is that. So that means we have two pillars left that we want to talk about. And we have learning and growth plus restorative. So we'll work into getting and talk about those. But without further ado, I would like to get into X and to talk about that some more and show you some of the updates. Today would be day 28. It's September 26th. I started this on November 28th. Started the videos probably a week after that. I think the last video I made was maybe the 23rd. So 4 or 5 days ago. I think when I watched it, I had like 4.6 followers. So 4.6 thousand followers. So let's go ahead and get into it. Let me share my screen and find the internet browser. Here we go here. Should be good. Okay. See if I can see. Should be able to see here. All right. So let's just go home. Okay, I have 20 notifications now. So a lot's happened. So I believe last time I talked about this person, Big J, and I wanted to go follow him. So I'll just show you that. Where's my search? And his name is Tupperware. And I wanted to see what his community was about. So what we have here is we have him pinning this post, and Terrible, which is a great account, she made this. She took the time to make it. And it's a top 30 must follow truth tellers. So what I have done is I went through this list, Clown World, follow, and then turned on notifications. Cat Turd, follow, and then turned on notifications. Terrible does a great job here. She gives a little synopsis about what they talk about. Cat Turd doesn't care who he offends in the process of speaking the truth. Great guy to have on your side, but don't miss the cat unless you want to get scratched. He's an excellent account. Excuse me. So then we have Brandon Wilkinson, PDB, May Musk, official postman. So all the way through here, there's a list. I didn't count them. We're supposed to be 30. I added all the current ones and I turned on all notifications. That's what I did a few days back, because I believe I was talking about shifting away from running those trains and being on those trains. So it's sort of like the good and bad. Like I'll show you, I'll go through it. Right now it's kind of more level. Maybe I got a little bit deboosted a little bit, and I want to talk about that also. I guess a good place to start here is my profile. So currently I'm at 5,731 followers and 4,685. We could do that math real quick. Let's just do it real quick. Oh, I hope this doesn't take it over, but no, we're learning. Let's see if I can do it here. Okay. I feel like I messed it up. All right, let's do this math real quick and then we'll come back. So I want to do, I'm gonna see if I can just even screen share to my calculator. Let's see. All right, so we want to do 4685 divided by 571. This is just for me. So like I said, that one post, I wanted to get under 60% of the people that I follow follow me. So right now I'm at 81.74%. So I haven't been adding back as much people. I've been more strategic. And what I'm probably going to do is I'm just going to go defollow, unfollow people until I get back down to a 60%. Just something that I'm looking at. Okay. Let me stop that. So just for transparency, let's switch back over here. So what I'm kind of looking at is like 6,000, that'll be 4,800, right? Six, no, 3,600. So by the time I get to 6,000, I need to have this trimmed down to 3,600, and then I'm going to work on keeping that ratio. So things are going well here. I have 5.1 on this. I think I'm going to change up the wording here a little bit and make it a little bit more inviting, maybe a little bit more adult, just a little bit. I had ChatGPT generate this, so I'm going to go ahead and edit it probably today. Um, let's see when, go ahead and see when our last video was. Okay, December 20th. Is that really right? They really take that much time off? Okay, I guess so. Is really invested in spending time with the family. And now we're on the other side of Christmas. So total views 5,000 here. And again, so what I have done is I've started following those people, and then I get post notifications from them when they post. And then let's see what's happening here. Okay, so this is sort of a train thing that I'm included on. That's where all those notifications are coming from. This person is asking for a follow back. We'll see. Maybe we'll get to that later. Okay, so we're going to my personal notifications. And this is what I've been doing, and I've been trying to do the best I can. So we have MAGA voice, retribution, everyone who went after Trump will prosecute. We have a country to save. So what should we say? Let's say, um, this is great leadership. Thank you for looking. Okay. So just kind of simple, but we're the first person to post there, so that's good. And then Colton just posted, so we're gonna say yes, sir, because he's talking about Squid Game, so that's popular. And full story with Colton too. Uh, we're kind of in like the same spot, even though he's way better. He's gonna go do way different things and better things. But he shared yesterday how he, after his first 30 days, he was kind of exactly where I am. Same amount of followers and same amount of impressions. Now he's up to like 11 million impressions, probably and counting. Okay, so I want to do that. It's a little bit more difficult for me to be as methodical in making the video. But we'll come in here and we'll say, I am doing the best that I can and am happy with the results. Could be better, but I am learning and growing. So a lot of people are struggling. So this person says, that's still far away. We're getting there sooner or later. Worlds apart. So like we talked about before, there's a huge, well, I don't know how huge, there's a mass people trying to get these impressions so they can get paid by Elon. And so like some of those accounts that I was sharing earlier, like Terrible and Clown World and Capture, they already have big, robust accounts that are generating those 5 million impressions very easily. It's us people that are, excuse me, coming up. Okay, so that are really working really hard. So these are replies. So I'm really not going too much to get into the replies because there's only 10 views on her reply. I like for like him and her when they post, I like for them to be original posts. Concerned Citizens doing good. I've started commenting on his work. He's just like a normal person. And we want to make sure I've learned that we want to have all of our context right and those typos because that gets hit in the algorithm. Okay. So we'll go in here. He posted this Project Bluebeam thing, which I don't know too much about. I think it's supposed to be like holograms and blah blah blah. People are concerned about it. That like if you got the mRNA vaccine, that you're going to see these holograms and whatever. So this person has 41 views. Some views here, good views. So let's maybe do one or two more. This is another guy that likes to put a lot of news out there. I like to get on his stuff. What's he saying? Plane crash. Oh yeah, let's say hopefully we can find out what happened soon. Oh, we'll get that in. Go ahead and like it. And we'll go into one more. Fucker. Just says good morning. We're gonna say good morning too. We'll say good. Oops. Good morning to you. Okay. Thanks. Not too much as far as impressions here, but we're just working on building relationships, building that brand, and establishing that trust with my people here. And we're getting away from ourselves. So, okay, 5 views there. Let's check and see if there's any views here. 6 views here. It doesn't seem like much, but they do add up. Let's see what Colton. I got 15 already on his. He's a big one. So 18 minutes. One mistake that you've made in your life that you still regret. I would say, this would be in theme with the video, not getting my finances in order sooner. Okay. Just so we can have some visibility here, you can be part of this. You can see what other people say too. Moved in with someone without knowing long enough. Yep, of course, relationship stuff. Yeah. So I have a poll going. Let's go ahead and see if I can find that. Post. Here's my poll. So I got 14 views on it still, 11 votes, a couple comments, and 27 views here, 55 views there. Be here again tomorrow. And then I don't those aren't mine, but go to replies and see how we're doing. Now remember, so we're gonna see my views. It's gonna be most recent to furthest away, so the replies are gonna be. So there's only one impression there, 2 there, 5 there, 19. Okay, on this one already we have 19, which is pretty good. Those will go up. So the way it should work is it should go up throughout the day, but we want to have qualitative replies and hopefully engage with other people too. But that just takes some time. So the next thing I want to go into is my premium and my analytics. And before I want to go in there, I just want to tell a quick story because I'm still learning. So a few days ago, I was shifting over from the follows and I was like, oh, okay, I'm just going to be the reply guy, just like people say, instead of like trying to generate my own content out there and learn that that's the way to go. So that day, it must have been Monday. Um, my all of a sudden my impressions started to go up by like 8. Like the most impressions I'd ever had was like 10 or 11,000 from doing those trains and my own stuff. And then all of a sudden it was like 8 or 9 a.m. and I had 12,000 impressions, 13, 14,000 impressions. And I was like, oh, okay, I must be doing something right. So I kept doing it. And throughout that day, I got all the way up to 52,000 impressions. I was like, holy cow. So the number is within 90 days, you need to get 5 million. And so that is 55,555 a day. So, they just need to average that. So I was like, it would be nice if I could get that. But what happens on X is it kind of rolls over on the time zone that I'm in. So around 4:30 p.m., it'll start counting towards the next day. So at that day at 50, and I'll show you, it was at 52,899, I think. And it started going to December 24th. I just kept doing the same thing I was doing. And I happened to get somehow 167,000 impressions on the 24th. Kept doing the same thing I was doing. And it got up to 100 yesterday. But I noticed around 2 p.m. yesterday, I don't know if I got throttled or I'm maybe doing something wrong, and this is where I'm going to learn and grow. My impressions really started dropping off. And so like those couple nights I was gaining thousands of impressions overnight. Last night I went to sleep around 5,000 impressions and I woke up with 8,000. I haven't checked since then. I think it was 8,000, maybe a second. But I've been working, excuse me, I put in about a good hour. It's early morning time. It's not even 5 a.m. yet, my time. And so I'm going to go and check, and we're going to check, and I'll show you a little bit where we were, and then we'll see where we're at. You can see kind of that story I was just telling. It even looks better here on the 3 months, right? So this was like the most I was getting just doing my thing. And then so I started being the reply guy here. I got 52,899, and then 167, and then yesterday 100, and then here I'm at 10. So I've been working pretty hard now, and I'm only at 10, almost 11,000. But that's still more than any other impression, any other day that I've made working all day long, doing it all day long. So I'm just going to keep doing what we're doing there, and we'll see where we go. Well, you can see here, total impressions is 441,000. So I'm almost to 500,000, which is halfway to my first million. It's up 3 million%, which is kind of crazy. So verified followers is good information there. And like I said, something maybe is kind of fallen off a little bit. Maybe I need to work on that follower ratio. Just need to keep building on staying on being consistent, and just building that trust and reputation. But I think it's possible, and we'll see how today goes. So I'll put some work in today, and we'll see where we're at, and then we'll recap tomorrow. Because I don't want to stress myself out, you know? It's like crazy news stories. It's like the worst news stories from all over the world. And I want to be able to maintain my peace and balance in life. So yeah, we'll see where we go. I've already put that hour into it. Now I'm making the video, and we're just gonna keep learning and growing. I think I have a thought, like probably what I'll end up doing is like 30 for 30. It's like an easy kind of thing. So those 30 people, I'm gonna go ahead and do that for 30 days. This would be day 3 or 4, and then we'll go from there. I'm optimistic. I'm optimistic. Yesterday took the wind out of my sails a little bit, but those 2 days were really, really good, really great. So hopefully we get some momentum back, and all good stuff. Love you, fam. See you later.